Alright, we're going camping. Good. And my wife, well, I mean everybody really, right? But my wife specifically is tired of the bleachy campground water, which I don't disagree. It's pretty nasty. So, order this little kit, two candle filters, some spigots, and they'll go in our food grade buckets that we bought. And hopefully it works out. We're gonna be on drinking campground water by tomorrow night, so we'll test it out. I've used these in the past overseas. We made these and they work amazing, actually. Here are the candle filters. One of them. We'll actually have two, so it's basically gonna be like, all right, so this is gonna be basically like a DIY Birkey filter, but for camping, hopefully is our only use. That's my goal, but good to have it stashed in the basement anyway, just in case. It's something that can sit. These aren't going to go bad. They only have a life cycle based on use. The thing about these versus the other types of filters that are enclosed is that these are scrubbable, and then they're basically good to go. Basically, you just take two buckets, you stack one on top of the other, you put the lid there. The candle filters are going to be mounted through the bottom of one of them and then through the top of the next. So basically this section will stay together, and then you take off the lid to fill it with water. So this would stand like this, and then your spigot is going to go in the bottom one. Alright, so basically this the thread on these is just under 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go up to this which is 7/16, and you know, because of the way the lids are stackable, this basically centers up, so it's not in any way permanently attached yet, but it's about to be. And so I can just got to make sure there's room for two filters. Let's stick one there and one. I'm going to put one there and one there. Basically, the more filters you have, the quicker the water processes through flow. Basically, this is where all the water is going to come from, through that little nub there. And you can just center it off the little, little plastic mold, little dimple there. So obviously, need to be inside of that. It's hard to see because everything's a little white, but you'll see in a moment. All right, so I've eyeballed my spot here, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep. Might be good enough. We'll test that out first. You do want to go through the lid because you want them to be lined up. Now I need to go deeper because obviously, yep. All right. All right, so once you get the hole started on top, the reason why you do it on top is that way they're centered. You can line them back up, but now you gotta just clean these out. Basically, you can drill a pilot hole, but I didn't bother with a pilot hole. I just went for it. There we go. All right. So now the holes will line up because they were started together, right? That's the whole story. All right. So now the holes are lined up because they're started together. You can see that. Yep. Lined up right there. So we'll screw the one in and then we'll do the other. That way these stay centered. All right. So obviously I showed you drilling the holes, so now we're going to stick this nub through. So we'll start off the top one there. Can you see that? Here, come closer. Okay, so get the nub going through the one, and then you just obviously line them up. There we go. You know, I just thread it in. Actually, I had to expand it to a full 1/2 inch. Which is the largest size on this step bit, which is nice. So these are together, and now we're just gonna clamp them, or with the washer. And that, of course, will hold these two pieces together. There, got that nice and clear?
Yep.
So now that one's centered. Come. You can see the one is there. And now we'll do the next one. Because while that one's centered, I'll just get this started. I just need to make sure. Let's do this again. So I just made used one of their tags as a template so I knew what I was aiming for here. Because once these are together, they're basically, that's where they're going to be, otherwise they'll be leaking. If you don't keep the holes you start. All right. How about All right, now clean those out. And where's the hole? Oh yeah, I did both of them. I forgot that this was already clamped together. That was easy. So definitely start with your first one. Once you get that one in, then the second one's even easier because you can't go anywhere. All right, let's open up this one. So here, come closer. Alright, so I didn't really show this coming out of the package, but this is what it looks like. It might have scuffs, it doesn't matter because the whole point of it is to absorb all the crud. So, you got your little washer guy there, grommet. So, stick this one through. Just make sure the threads are through. So now you can see. Can you see alright?
Yeah.
Does it look funny? It's all white.
No, you can see.
Alright, so just gonna push that through so I can get a good thread on there. Basically the only thing that could go wrong that you just don't want is you don't want the water coming through the plate without, you want all of it flowing through these nubs. So that would be the only thing to really watch out for. So now we can just pour water through it and it should just start draining into the bottom. So let's grab a pitcher of water.
Go.
Okay, so basically this should hold water. So you can just fill it. Obviously it's gonna get heavy. Really, in reality, you want a third bucket and you want to be pouring, or a pitcher, and you want to be pouring the water in here, unless it's coming out of a hose or something. I'm just gonna use this. This is what I was going for here with this sink, basically. Okay, so as long as water doesn't start coming over the edge here, then that means we got a good enough seal. If water starts coming to this, we need to get a better gasket going on. But this is the plan. All right. So basically, just filling these, and then they're gonna go through the ceramic boobies, and through the nubs underneath, the nipples. Except anyway, don't take an anatomy lesson. Okay, there you go. You can see now this is the first time I'm going through, so you gotta wash them out. This is why you gotta wash them out, because so this is a carbon filter, right? So that's why you gotta rinse it through, do a full bucket, let it all go through. So the cool thing is it's working, and actually since it's black, stuff coming out, we would know if it was coming out, not through the filter, which is really exciting actually. So I feel really excited about this. These work amazing. We've used them in East Africa just like this. And they always work, and my mom and the people that work for her, they don't get sick drinking the water. Okay, so see all the floaties. This is all the stuff that's coming off. This is from me drilling the bucket. But also, there's some stuff coming off of the filters, like little particles. That's why you can rinse them and just dump it out. You don't have to run it through, but it's doing the same function at the same, we're fulfilling both functions right now. and then we'll dump them out. And then we'll just take this one off and just rinse it to get just with the water running on those filters. Supposed to rinse them a couple times. I just wanted to build it and then get it done. All right, so put up almost 5 gallons through here. I dumped it out once. Now it's clearing up. And that's good. We did have a little excitement. The little nubs underneath weren't tight enough. All right, so this is what I was talking about. You just gotta tighten these up. They're pretty loose when I went back to them, so I don't know if the water just got them to expand a little bit, and just want to get those tight. So after you do this, you know, just go back periodically and make sure those wing nuts are tight, and should be good. Now I'm gonna put in the spigot. All right, so this is the spigot. It's a little plasticky guy. I bought all this super cheap at the time. I was like penny pinching. Now I'm looking back like, why did I do that? These are little washers. So obviously you could get any kind of spigot. Obviously it's replaceable. Obviously once you drill the hole, you're gonna want to stick to that size. So I'm gonna stick it there. Obviously you want it as low as you can, you know, to get as much water as possible. And so that's the next plan. All right, so I'm gonna rinse these a bit. The water can just flow out through them, but I'm gonna put that, you know, stream of water directly on there. You're supposed to rinse them off just to get the chalkiness off. All that. Like I said, the water is coming through really clear now, so not super concerned. Okay, so this is the bottom of the bucket. You can see the line where the, you know, actual bottom is, right? Because there's a little lip. You want to stay above that, of course. So this is the one thing you want to center up right. Obviously, if you screw it up, you're gonna need another bucket. So not the biggest deal in the world, but you know. So I might take this little guy and make a little template. Give myself a little safe distance. The grommet right there. This is kind of our goal right there. So I'm gonna get drilled out. So I'm just gonna measure it. The grommet. It's, you know, you don't want to go too big because you don't want it leaking out like I had the other one. So I don't want to jam this in there because I use this for other stuff. A little extra drywall in there. No, we don't want that. So we'll go a little smaller. So for us, it's gonna be whatever this number is. What are these numbers? 5/8. We'll start at 9/15. Let's start there. Go a little pilot hole with this guy, a smaller one. So got started my little pilot hole. I checked it again with this guy. Just make sure it's still above the bottom. I don't want to be cutting into the bottom here. I'm nervous about this part. I don't know how much these buckets were. I have to look. Alright. Nope, got a little ways to go. So this is the thread. Let's see. Alright, so we gotta at least get through 5/8 all the way, I guess. Oh, I think we got it now. Is it gonna go through? Maybe. Maybe. Now, obviously, this is gonna change depending on your spigot. Oh yeah, it's threading in. Okay, awesome. Here you can see. That's why I kept going slow with that, because I just don't want to overdo it and then have water dripping out. Alright, now I gotta add these grommets back. Drilling from the other side. I got it on reverse so I don't just rip through the... I'm just trying to clean the inside of the edge here. Yeah, that feels pretty... That looks pretty squished there. You can see it. So I'm just gonna put this in on the inside here. No wrench or anything, it's just plastic. So now let's fill it and see if it leaks. The good news is I got it pretty low on the bucket, but not where the spigot is below the edge of the bucket. What's going on? You got that little nut. Find out if this thing's watertight or not. So obviously the main question is any water going to drip out of it? I see some water dripping here. Okay, well, like I said, cheap stuff. Won't matter at the campground. It's not gonna be on the countertop or anything like that. It's just gonna be out on the picnic table. Or no. Yeah, probably on the picnic table if it's gonna drip. So, now let's see if it works. So I got water over the top of the spigot there. Should be enough to, yay, it works. Yay, yay, yay. All right, that's exciting. Very cool. Well, we'll report from the campground. Fill this up one more time. You wanna rinse this out a couple times before you use it. You have little plastic floaties from your, drilling and threading plastic parts in. Alright, so it's working. I can tell that it needs to flush again, but you can just see that we got built. Yeah, everything's looking good here. What else do you need? Alright. But on a serious note, this is why you want to flush it. Still, carbon's still coming through there. So, I'm going to let this run. I'm going to fill it up, let it run through overnight, and then next use will be at the campground. Alright, you can see the prices. Apparently we spent about $6 on each bucket and a little under $3 on each lid in 2025. These are food grade. You could just get regular buckets, whatever. It's like a village scene, bro, for sure. Clean water. The filtered water. That's been awesome.